Our house band's still here. Let's hear some, guys. All right, there you go. Just to show they were still here. New Mexico football power poll. Cleveland, #1 in the poll. Nothing's going to change, I don't think, all season. Estancia rounding out the top 13. Time to get back to the highlights now. Two teams with 1 defeat each. Piedra, Vista, and Moriarty were 2 of the schools competing for the Spirit Stick this week. How about on the field? Pintos come out fired up, but it would be Piedra Vista finding the end zone first. And if you don't believe me, I got the highlights to show you. Elijah Gamboa, quarterback sneak up the middle. Touchdown, Piedra Vista. The fans going like, oh, man. Moriarty trying to answer back, only to find themselves turning it over. Sean Moore says, give me that. Takes it over 45 yards to the house. Piedra Vista going up 14 on Moriarty because Moriarty still in zeros. Moriarty will regroup, but to only turn it over on downs, they got a little help from their defense. Jonathan Epiotis causes the fumble, and Nicholas Young recovers the ball and gets the Pintos the ball back. A little redeemer for Nicholas Young, who lost the ball earlier. But it wasn't enough for the Pintos tonight. They fall to Piedra Vista, 33-13. Not only did Moriarty lose the game, they also had enough school spirit to win the Spirit Stick.
This week's Spirit Stick brought to you by CNM.
So I guess you could say it was sweet and sour. Moriarty losing the game, but they get the Spirit Stick, and look, it wasn't even close. Moriarty in a blowout. They decorated the stick, had the celebration afterwards. All right. Photographer Nick Burke having fun out there, Moriarty. More highlights from tonight are on the way, but first we step aside and get you caught up on what happened last night. And Jared Chester back with the rewind. Jared.
Thanks, Van. Yep, we will start out at Nucinda Community Stadium. Manzano took on a hungry West Mesa Mustang team last night as we now hit the rewind button.
Thursday Rewind, brought to you by your New Mexico Ford dealers.
West Mesa trailed early 7-0, but the fans were pumped up because the Mustangs soon found their stride. Dario Cotto gets the ball to start the drive, and look at this kid move. Finally gets pulled down out of bounds around the 30. Great gain. 2 plays later, Cotto gets the ball again, but this time it would end up with 6. The Stangs tie up the game at 7 after the PAT, and that would control the rest of the first half on offense and defense as Darren Mishaw gets the INT in the second quarter. The Mustangs just couldn't capitalize in the red zone, though, as the Monarchs go on to win in a late game thriller, 21-13, the final, bettering their record to 3-2 overall. As for West Mesa, they fall to 1-4 on the year. All right, now let's take it to Wilson.
Great day to be a Bear.
Homecoming night for La Cueva, great night for them, but as for the football team, the Cougars came out strong, already up 6, and Gannon Chavez, a.k.a. Cannon Chavez, hits Jacob Smith deep, and he gets in easy for the touch. Cougars now lead 13-0 after the PAT, and La Cueva would put up a fight in this homecoming matchup as Thomas Bowie gets the handoff and turns on the Jets for the touchdown. But in the end, my alma mater was just too much. Cibola goes on to win it 27-14. The final, and some other scores from around the state. Hagerman beats the New Mexico NIMI JV squad 52-14, and the New Mexico School of the Deaf gets blown out again this week 64-0 by the San Juan Grady combo. This week's Thursday Night Rewind, let's take it 1.21 gigawatts back to the future as we pass it to Van Tate. Van.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. Piedra Vista had a statement game stunning the Goddard Rockets a couple of weeks ago. Mike Whalen's group right at the ship the following week by stopping Los Lunas. Well, tonight, the Rockets get another visitor from Valencia County, the Belen Eagles. Rough start for the Eagles. First play of the game. They're set up to receive the kickoff, and it's picked up by Gary Gallegos, but he fumbles it, and the Rockets would take possession. Then later, Rockets up 7-0. When this happens, sophomore quarterback Cameron Stevenson launching it to Devin Quiros, who runs it in for the touchdown. Rockets going up 14-0. Then Stevenson liked that so much, he decides he's going to throw another one. This time, Lucas Gutierrez gets the ball and runs it all the way down into the end zone for the touchdown, making it 21-0. Then how about another one? Stevenson would later get the handoff to Hunter Johnson for yet another Goddard score. Goddard goes on to win big, 54-0 is the final. We need to take another break. Our house band, the La Cueva Bears, playing us to break when we come back. Bengals and Demons in the city different, and 8-man football is in the house first. Jared has our player of the week.
Thanks, Van. And yep, do you hear that? That's right, this week's Player of the Week comes to us from the Cleveland Storm. Senior quarterback Gabe Ortega was the standout in last week's big victory over Oñate, 52-0. The Storm in all had 433 total offensive yards against Oñate, and more than half of those yards came from the arm of Ortega, as he had 250 total passing yards, and 4 touchdowns to go along with that. In just 3 games, Ortega has had 8 touchdowns with no interceptions, and 571 total yards passing. He's also averaging just over 160 yards per game. So there you have it. Gabe Ortega, this week's Player of the Week.